Coming to you live from the It's Funny Studios, I'm Doug.
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
And this is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Season 5. I cannot believe this is our 5th season.
Crazy. Welcome back.
It is insane. Yes.
Yeah. Hard to believe we've been doing it this long, but
2023. It's hard to believe it's 2023. That sounds like some weird sci-fi movie and not the real life.
I can remember thinking ahead to the year 2K, the Y2K.
Oh, yeah.
And to think we're 23 years past that.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
So how's everybody doing? How you doing, Mike? Good?
Yeah, doing good.
All right. Well, I think we each have something little right up front in the intro. And then Mike's got a game / information about the most popular Google searches. And then we've got some stuff on bad dates. And I found an article, are men capable of love? We're going to find out if we're capable of love. And
Greg just solved it right off the bat. So.
And then I have a story to finish up the podcast of some a person who did some self-injury. We're going to discuss that, but that'll be later. So we'll just dive right in. So I think I'm up first.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
let me tell you a little story.
Tell us,
as
please.
we're recording, it is New Year's Day.
Yes.
I was at Greg's house last night for New Year's Eve.
Yes. And we had fun.
We did have fun. On the way home,
Uh-oh.
I got lit up.
Oh, did you really?
I did. Woo! And I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, why am I getting pulled over? I'm not speeding. I didn't do anything. I was at a stoplight, and I turned, and I'm driving. And Miss was like, there's a cop coming up behind us. I'm like, all right. I said, I'm doing 38 and like a 40. So he turned on the lights. I'm like,
and I should be slightly only over the legal limit.
No. I was not over the legal limit at all. I was not impaired or anything. So I pulled over. And this is what he said. So he comes up. What they're doing is they're checking.
Oh, sure.
They're
Checking
seeing,
it out.
are you impaired? So he said, well, I pulled you over. I said, well, he goes, you know why I pulled you? I said, no. He said, well, you did you were aggressively turning. I started to laugh. I'm like, aggressively turning? What happened?
How do you turn aggressively?
That's what I don't know. I was like, no, go. I was really wrenching on my steering wheel. So I got pulled over for aggressively turning.
Back into the car, went around.
I'd never even heard of that. I just cared like, what? So what it was really improper lane use. When I turned off of the 2-lane road we was on to the 4-lane, I need to turn right to go on our street. So I turned, and when I turned, instead of going into the first, I went to the second lane. Technically, you're supposed to go to the first lane, signal, go over. And he was
do
cool.
that all the time.
Yes,
he said,
come on.
He said, is this your address where you live on Albert? I said, yeah. I said, okay.
No, it's not my well.
So
I
he
just
came
put that on
back
my
and I told him,
license.
I said, so did I get pulled over because I went to the outside lane? He goes, yeah. I said, well, he goes, I know why you did it. He goes, honestly, we're looking for impaired drivers. I was like, oh, no. I said, well, I'm not impaired, so keep up the good work.
Someone else. It's like,
well,
go.
He said when I turned out and I went kind of out to the other one, that's.
But could you get out and walk down this line for us?
I could have done all that. But, well, it's not only that, but it's weed's legal here. So he was all, he was doing, I could hear him when I rolled the window down. He's like smelling, did I smell weed coming out of the car or anything? It's like,
it's like Jeff Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont. Roll his windows down and smoke just billowing
But he
out.
looked at it, he sees me and my wife's like, I said, we were just at my brother-in-law's playing dice. That was it. He's like, okay. He's like, let me just run your
Playing dice, huh?
Let me run your.
You like
he
to
said,
gamble?
Let me run your license and just make sure that you're all right. He said he was good. I said, oh, thanks for keeping the people impaired off the road and stay safe. He goes, I appreciate you being kind with us. I said, what am I going to do? It's fine.
What about this busted headlight? What busted headlight?
So, but no, the getting pulled over was I pulled you over. Aggressively turning.
Yes.
I had never heard that before.
I always thought you were an
shoulder,
aggressive. I always thought you were an aggressive turner. You need to take some.
I always thought I was
driving
more of an
classes.
aggressive steerer. I didn't think I turned. I thought I turned okay, but really steering. So there we go. I got tagged for aggressively turning.
Wow.
So yeah, that was interesting.
All right. Well, I'll move on. I did not get pulled over because I stayed home last night. You came down to my house. So
I'm shocked on that note. We had like a 35-minute drive back home last night. I'm shocked we didn't come across a checkpoint or, something
that
similar.
is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we got pulled over. It was probably about 4 blocks from my house, and I just went around the block and turned and went back. Just in that 4 block, I saw 2 more cops had people pulled over. They were out in force and good form. I mean, let's keep the.
I didn't see any.
If you're
last
impaired,
night.
if you do imbibe, do not drink and drive.
Yeah,
get somebody as a designated driver or call an Uber.
Yeah,
but
there's no excuse for that nowadays. I mean, there never was, but I mean, yeah, back in the 50s, that was fine.
When I was a kid, now it made us better drivers.
But no, there are so many ways you can get
Yeah.
rides and things now, and so
anyway, that was my little adventure last night.
We got to watch out for the aggressive turn. Turns
Yes,
on the
you
road.
do. If
yes,
you're
never
next
know.
to me, I'm going to bump you right off the road. I'm going to put you right into the grass, man.
A little bump draft.
That's right. I'll put you into the fence on the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a ticket one time for unnecessary noise because my tires spun in the snow, and when they caught traction, I was in high school, so they were looking.
Oh, yeah.
And my tires squealed then. I was not hot rodding at that point, and he gave me a ticket for unnecessary noise.
Me and a friend, we got pulled over, and they said they pulled us over because we were shady looking. That's what they said. Oh, we had long hair, and we're playing loud music and stuff. So I'm like, well, we were, but we weren't doing. We
Maybe
never
that's
did
why the guy
anything
pulled you over
nefarious.
last night. You still had some of that on you. It's a shady look.
Yeah, no long hair. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll continue. I've got a few little odds and ends to wrap up from the end of the year. Some stupid things that I've run across this last couple weeks. We've talked before about quirks that we may have. Like I've mentioned that I've got certain ways I like to load the dishwasher, and that could be after Lori has already loaded the dishwasher. I go in and reload it. Or I've got another quirk I have is when I'm walking through a store, I like to touch clothes. I like to feel the fabric of the clothing.
The customers
Also,
wearing them are not real thrilled
They're
about
not happy
that.
about it.
No, they are not.
So I don't remember. Did you guys have any quirks?
Well, first off, that's where my wife gets it.
Yes.
That makes sense now.
Does she do that? Yeah. I think my other daughter does it too. Cause my other daughter also has other quirks. Like when she's on I don't know if she still does this, but at her previous job, she said when, especially when like Windows 10 first came out, and if you take your mouse in the very bottom right corner of the screen, it I forget what it does. It hides the desktop or something. There's a little block down there. And she said periodically through the day she would have to do that. Just take her mouse down there and hit that corner to make it do whatever Windows did. I forget what it was, like to bring up the home screen or to cover the screen. I forget what it did, but so she did that. But I don't know. Do you guys have other?
Oh man, I've got quirks. I mean, I am full of quirks. That's all I'll straighten things at stores, like faces. I'll pull things. I don't want to see like holes in their stock. I will pull it. Or if there's an even or an odd number, I try to even it up. I can't stand for dust to be on my dashboard.
Oh,
I have to stop. I have stopped and got a rag and wiped it off. I just hate it. I can't stand it. I don't want to see specks of dust on there.
Yeah. So
A couple little.
I don't know. You got any quirks?
Probably my biggest one is that in my head, it's like an OCD thing, but everything has a home.
Yeah.
So I will go through like at the end of the night and put everything in a certain place.
And you have to.
It's more of a mental thing because then when I come back to it the next time or whatever, I know where it is.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah.
Unless someone has reached it before me and has not put it back where it belongs. And everything for me has to end on like a 0 or a 5.
Like pumping gas?
Yeah.
You got to end on a...
Like the volume in the car has got to be on a 0 or a 5. Stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the 0 or 5 or even, but mostly it's 0 or 5. That's same with the television.
Yeah.
It's got to be 10, 15, 20, 25. It's just like it's not loud enough, so I'll go to 30. Well, it's too loud. It's like, well, I can't do
it's gotta be one or the
27.
other.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to move your chair back or go in the other room because I cannot put it on 27 or 28.
Yeah. Well, the reason I asked,
I get her noise canceling headphones that she can put on so I can have my volume set at the right number.
has that
I'm right
number
there with you.
increased as you've gotten older? It
Oh,
used to be
yeah.
a 15, now it's a 25.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends on the movie. Sometimes it's a 40. Some movies seem like really low.
Yeah.
And then the commercial comes like, like, oh, jeez. The dogs are running around.
But the reason I brought it up is I found I have another stupid quirk, and I didn't even realize I had it. A couple weeks ago, I'm driving to work, and I noticed, you know how there's always pharmaceutical commercials?
Oh, yeah.
Well, as I was driving along, they said pneumococcal pneumonia. And I noticed every time they say that, I say it twice after they say it to myself. I go, pneumococcal pneumonia, pneumococcal. And I noticed I was saying that every time that commercial was on.
You might want to keep that to yourself. I don't know that you
Well, I
want to
just
put that.
said it out loud. I don't know why that pneumococcal pneumonia. It's like, I have to say it.
Back in the day, they'd have you talk to somebody about that. Now it's like, nah, just whatever.
Do you talk to yourself in your vehicle?
I talk to myself all the time, but I work by myself, so a lot of that is just.
Yeah.
I'll ask myself questions. I'll talk to the machine. Oh, don't do this. Come on, come on, don't do that. You want to start?
Well, next time you hear pneumococcal pneumonia, you're going to say it.
I'll say it 3 times. Oh, I can't do that's an odd.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Yeah, no, it's
I got to
two.
do it 0 or 5 or 10.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing. Like Mike, I got to do things in 5s and 10s, so
Yeah.
it'll take me forever to get out of the car.
So, all right, I'll keep going. The next thing is I was driving around for lunch at work, and I was meandering back to the shop. I was taking my time, and I kind of went out through a country road. And as I came around the corner on this one country road, there was a giant drone flying over the road. I mean, 4 arms, big. I mean, it was a big drone, and it kind of startled me at first because it wasn't super high. Yeah. It's like, so I drive down the road, and it kind of followed.
Did it make you aggressively turn away?
Well, yeah, my turn got real.
Yeah.
I was on a turn. I went up to it was an L. I went up to the L and turned, and it followed me for a little ways. So I was like, it kind of freaked me out a little bit that this large drone was flying over the road.
Nobody
and
used to use black helicopters. Now it's just drones. They just follow. We know where everybody's at.
I was going, pneumococcal pneumonia, pneumococcal pneumonia.
I picture from the drone's point of view, they just have this little yellow box go over your truck, and it goes red.
Yeah, it freaked me out a little bit that this. I still don't know what the purpose of it was. Whether could have been MIPES mapping people, mapping out the countryside. I don't know. It wasn't in Washington, so
I have no idea what that
it would have
mean. I
been
don't
a
know.
North Pekin area, but a large drone. Okay, so that's my drone thing. This last week we were down in Lexington, Kentucky.
I was gonna say, man, the aliens are really getting sophisticated with their UFOs.
they are.
Yeah,
They can even mimic drones now.
yeah. It wasn't birds or anything. It was an actual drone.
They'll just probe you with a drone.
I was
They
saying-
don't even have to. They don't even have.
Greg
to
almost got
like.
abducted twice. It was like crazy.
So yeah. So
So some of the personal touch. So if I'm going to be probed, I want the alien. I don't want the drone.
drone.
Like, come on.
Just some.
Just put a personal touch to it.
Yeah.
It's like the self checkouts.
It is.
All of
That's
it.
right.
Even the aliens.
Pretty soon I
are
got to
giving
probe myself. Aliens can't do it anymore. They just make me boop. You're gonna probe yourself. Come on.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You're in the self-probing lane.
That may tie into a story later.
Okay.
Now that we said that.
All right. One more thing. I got a couple little more things. I got a notification on my other day on my phone that a new device was using my Netflix account. Well, I share my Netflix account with my son and my daughter.
It was the toaster, which was weird.
Well, so it says it was an Android phone, which kind of narrows it down to maybe my son, but it said the location was United States. And it said, this location may not be exact. It's like,
It could be Europe. Australia. We've got it to Earth, really. And maybe the U.S.
it could have been a drone that
I mean, the
was
U.S. is pretty
accessing my
broad.
Yeah, and it says, may not be exact.
The aliens took Greg's Netflix login.
That's what they were doing.
Yes.
All right, last thing. I was saying we were in Lexington this last week visiting my son down in Kentucky. Nice town if you ever what a nice place to visit. It was fun to go there. But we stayed at a Staybridge hotel. And Lori and I walked down. We were checking out the pool, thinking, maybe Larry will come down, jump in the pool. And there was a sign.
Now, do you have to feel clothing at the pool? Because that would even get more rock. I'm just curious.
No, that's just usually
You're
stores.
swimming up to people. I like those shorts. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry,
is
man.
that
What? I'm
cotton?
sorry. I have to touch it. I don't want to. He's crying.
Is that cotton you're wearing? So so here's a picture of the pool. I mean, we'll throw it out on. It's a regular hotel pool. Probably
Kind of rectangle, goes down, water in it.
Yeah, it's probably 40 foot long by 20 feet wide. I mean, it was a good sized pool.
Yeah.
And they had a sign up. It said, "Warning."
That's never good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
never good.
Yeah, no lifeguard on duty.
Okay, that's
No one may be in the pool while alone, and no more than 5 persons may be in the pool at any time. It's like,
Well, now it is in Kentucky. Maybe people down there are maybe 5 is the limit. That's a bit. I'm just kidding all of our Kentucky listeners. Relax.
persons found in violation shall be subject to a fine up to $100. So if you're in the
Jeez.
pool by yourself, they could come fine you $100.
Who's going to find me? And what authority do they have to
The pool police.
the State Bridge? Woo woo! Guy comes in with a flashing light on his hat. Get out of the pool, sir! He just keeps swimming to the other side.
Do you know why I pulled you over today? You were aggressively lapping.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or I could be in there with 4 other people. There'd be 5, and another kid jumps in. Now we're over capacity.
Well, is it the kid now or is it the first person that needs to get out now?
Well, I don't know.
That's a good question.
And who gets fined then?
I think everybody's going to get fined.
And if they come in and they just see 8 people, how are they going to make the determination who was there first? You got to take somebody's word for it.
Yeah. And right next to that, they had a little sign that said, "No spitting, spouting of water,
Spouting?
or nose blowing in the pool."
Okay.
I mean, I agree with those things, but have you seen who gets
Spout.
in pools? Little kids. They're not going to read. They're not going to read it. They're going to be spouting and spitting and nose blowing and peeing and everything else in the pool. It doesn't even say that though.
How would you describe the difference between spitting and spouting in the pool?
Well, I don't know. Spouting.
What does that look like?
I think spouting's more like a fountain where it goes.
Where spitting is just.
Yeah, spitting is one time. The spouting is like a continual stream. It's like peeing from your mouth.
Oh, all right. It's a spout.
It's a spout.
Yeah. So the last thing in Lexington is we went to.
Peeing is spouting from your pants.
Okay, last thing. We were in Lexington, as I said, and we went to the Peddlers Mall, which is like a giant flea market thing where everybody had, they must rent out these spaces, and it was huge. But this one particularly struck me funny because it had on the front on the glass in pink letters that said stocking stuffers. And it had an array of old toys in there, an X-Wing fighter. And I noticed a pack of Camel cigarettes and a pack of Chesterfields.
Well, you
It's
are in
like-
tobacco. You're in flavor country.
So if you need a stocking stuffer from the
Maybe your
Peddlers
little
Mall,
kid's a Marlboro man.
yeah, these were Camels. I couldn't have gotten those.
Joe
Joe Camel. Yeah.
So, all right. So that's my catch up
Give him
from
a
the
nice
end
lighter.
of the year. All my listeners.
Oh, Daddy, this box of it's a soft pack.
Oh.
Throws it back.
it was a
I wanted the box.
It was the Camel soft pack.
Oh no, you ruined Christmas.
And everything in there was like ancient. So these were probably from like 1978 or something.
Probably worth something.
Could be.
See, back in my day, you would just go up to the cigarette vending machine and put your
Yeah.
75 cents in and pull the knob, and then the cigarettes would come out for us.
I know. That's crazy. So anyways, that's kind of my summary of the end of the year wrap up.
That fits with the year last year.
Yeah. Touching
Yeah.
fabric, quirks,
Kids
pneumococcal
smoking.
pneumonia.
People spouting into the pool,
Yeah. So,
followed by a drone. Who knows?
yeah. All weird, wacky stuff from 2022.
Well, speaking of some year wrap-up stuff, I've got a couple things here that I thought were interesting we could cover today. The first one, I had seen this article, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm intrigued. This is the top unexpected food combos of 2022. So this is a list that Uber Eats, the delivery service,
And
released.
unexpected by like the person getting like, wow, I didn't expect that. I ordered a McDonald's hamburger.
Well-
instead I got a milkshake with mayonnaise.
Well, that probably wouldn't.
Oh,
that probably
gross.
wouldn't be unexpected.
I'm just curious.
So no, I think. So the people who ordered it definitely expected
Yeah.
to get what they got, but basically this is an odd combination of foods
Okay,
that
yeah.
if you want to
Or any
know
of those
the
cereals with something because we know that was a lot of last year
No.
for us. We saw all kinds of cereal stuff.
yeah.
Yes. Cereal.
Most
related.
of these come from TikTok. Shocker. So, first off, this one's not crazy, but ham and cream cheese as a food combo. No, I mean,
I've seen that with like a
I'd
pinwheel.
say like a pinwheel.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
sound bad.
so it doesn't start bad.
I don't
It
like
gets
cream
worse.
cheese though, so I would be a little. I could eat it. I'm just not a fan.
Well, how about fruit roll-ups
I'm already out.
in addition to hot Cheetos? So you're rolling the hot
No.
Cheetos in the fruit roll.
No. Nope. That does not sound good.
Well, here's the other part of the pinwheel: pickles with
Candy canes. Oh no.
whipped cream.
Nope.
Ugh.
Nope.
See, that would be a horrible challenge video because
Yeah.
I hate pickles anyway. And I like. Ugh.
Why
Maybe-
do people do that?
Maybe with like the sweet gherkin, maybe it could work.
See, I don't like sweet
And
pickles.
it doesn't specify what type of.
I don't
it
like
just says pickles.
any pickles. I'm in the minority. I wish I did. They look delicious. They do. I
I
love
love
seeing
pickles.
a pickle.
I like a good
nice
crispy
crisp-
baby dill.
yeah,
Those are good.
yeah.
You see them, especially you'll see a hamburger with a pickle on it, and I'll eat it, and it's like, no, I can eat it, but it does nothing for me. I got to
Yeah.
get rid of it. And I know I'm in the minority.
Well, we're still on pickles here for the next one. This one is pickle juice with popcorn. So I don't know if the
I can see
popcorn's
the
being
dill
dipped.
flavor going into a popcorn, but it'd be soggy then.
You'd think.
Yeah.
I don't want soggy
I don't want
popcorn.
soggy, but the flavor combination doesn't sound too bad.
Okay, now we've entered danger territory here. At least in this part of the list for me. How about dark chocolate?
Okay. I'm
And-
okay with dark chocolate.
It starts off pretty good with tomato salad.
No.
Nope. You tomatoes. Ah.
See, that's another. I'm not. They look good, especially in the summertime. You cut a thick piece of tomato and put it on a hamburger.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it looks so good.
I've
That's
tried. I have
too.
tried.
It does. It's just kind of slimy, tasteless. Kind of like it tastes kind of like dirt. That slime. I don't.
You know, and I like ketchup. I like salsa. I don't mind chunks of tomato and chili. But a fresh tomato, I cannot eat it. I just, bleh.
I love tomatoes, so. But again, the combination is
Yeah, with dark
appalling.
chocolate.
Here's okay. So how can you go wrong with this one? Pizza. It doesn't tell me what type of pizza. So
pizza. Okay.
with applesauce.
On
Applesauce
the
On the pizza
On-
or
on the-
applesauce.
on the
I'm
applesauce
assuming
on
is
the pizza?
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
assuming.
I mean,
that's the
as
direction
a
we're going.
side dish, I'd be fine with it, but not on the pizza.
Yeah.
This next one I got a kick out of. Sushi. So yeah, you're starting
Yeah.
with sushi with ranch.
That's great.
Well, I guess if you're gonna drown it in something,
the ranch dressing, that is, I think that's more of a Midwest thing
It-
too. But
it really
yeah,
is.
it must
I mean,
be.
everywhere around here. It's ranch everything. They put ranch on everything. Everything has ranch.
Yes, they do.
Well, and speaking of like pizza, I dip pizza in ranch. I like that combo.
I do that too.
No, see, you just eat the pizza. It doesn't need a dipping sauce. It's already got sauce and cheese and meat and
You
vegetables.
like garlic butter?
I have dipped it in garlic butter. It doesn't need it though.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't
if
need
I
it.
can eat it without.
A good pizza, yeah, should stand on its own.
Yes. I'm okay with pizza and ranch. I don't normally do that, but occasionally.
Okay, so here we're gonna stick with pizza again. So if you didn't like the applesauce pizza,
or the ranch pizza.
you guys would be interested in this one.
Do you like chicken bacon ranch pizza?
I do like chicken bacon ranch pizza.
got ranch
It
on it.
does have ranch.
But you're not dipping it. I guess.
No, you're not dipping.
Okay, here's
He
one.
dips that in pizza
you
sauce.
guys might go for this one.
Delicious.
How about pizza and peanut butter?
No.
Peanut butter on the
Nope.
pizza. You're not going to go for that one?
No. I'm
Now,
out.
see, I like a peanut butter sandwich dipped in chili.
No. My dad did too. I don't like that either. I call foul. I don't want that. I don't want my peanut butter dipped in chili.
I like.
I wouldn't
It's
say
not much
no to
different
it.
than the chocolate on a tomato, really. I mean, it's got the
it's a
peanut butter
huge
in it. You're kind of in the same, the same family. The same kind of thing is going on.
Chocolate and peanut butter? Now you've created a Reese's.
It's, I don't know.
How about? So I'm not sure of the dynamic of this combination here, but how about a martini? So you got a martini
Okay.
with cheese.
I've seen people do
You seen
that.
that one? So is the cheese
They
going
do-
in the martini?
Yeah, it's like the cube on a toothpick, kind of like you would the olive.
See that? That seems kind
What
of.
do they call
normal,
that? I
guess.
mean, because you got the martini dirty. Or you,
Stinky. I want a
Stinky
stinky
cheese.
martini. I'll take a martini. Stinky.
I'm not a martini drinker, so I don't really know how the cheese.
I'm assuming they'll put it in after they shake it up. And what
Maybe.
type of cheese is it? You're going
I
cheddar?
don't-
You're going Swiss?
Again, it doesn't elaborate on these, so I don't
Spray
know.
cheese.
Yeah. There we go.
With a side of ranch. That's for us in Illinois.
Yeah,
A ranch
we're
shooter.
classy with our
A
martini.
we
ranch
are.
shooter. All right. Well, this one to me, I thought might be the worst. The worst for last. Watermelon.
I love watermelon.
See, and I'm okay on watermelon.
Watermelon's probably my favorite fruit.
Do you want me to ruin it for you? This
Go
last
ahead.
combo. Imagine your watermelon, right? Hot summer day. Are you going to eat your watermelon with some mustard?
No. No.
That sounds disgusting.
I know people that put salt on watermelon. I do not do that either. I just want watermelon. It's already sweet.
It
it's
is.
crunchy. It's juicy. That's all you need.
I've had
So-
relatives that did that. Put salt on.
My
watermelon.
mom puts salt on watermelon. I think that's more of a southern thing. Maybe not, but I know
It was in the South.
I
when
say
I-
a lot of my relatives from the South will put salt on the watermelon. I'm like, it doesn't need salt. It's already good. You don't need to do this.
You're ruining
You're
it.
salting it.
So I was trying to think about from that list, which one would I if I had to eat one of these combinations, the one that I would have to choose from, it's tough, but like easily ham and cream cheese would be my go-to because you're like, it's
Yeah,
basically
that-
like what you said, Doug, it's a pinwheel more or
Yeah,
less.
I've had that.
So I'm going to cross that one off because that one's kind of a gimme. The one I would go for, you're going to laugh at this, Doug, but I'm going with the sushi and ranch. Like I'm going with a familiar taste with the ranch
Yeah.
and sushi.
What were the let's see, the tomato, anything with the tomato
Tomatoes
is
out.
Dark
the pickle
chocolate.
is out
Hold it. What was the pickle one?
with the whipped cream.
Oh,
well,
no,
yeah,
that's
pickle
out.
and whipped cream or the popcorn and pickle juice.
That one
Actually,
I
I
would
maybe
do.
do that as long as it wasn't soggy. What were the pizza combination?
Pizza and applesauce or pizza and peanut butter.
Oh.
No, I don't want peanut butter on my pizza. See, it's funny. I can eat it in chili, but not on a pizza. I'd go with the popcorn and pickle, I think.
Okay, well,
The
then
pickle juice?
We'll say those are off the table. So now I'll have to pick something else. So you would see, I would have done probably ranch and sushi. What were? Did we miss any? Let's
There's
see.
the list there.
So yeah, we got the.
Started off with the ham and cheese, fruit roll up, hot Cheeto. That might have been my
That
fallback.
might have been okay.
I was going to say, out of all, I would do the fruit roll up and the Cheetos. Or if I drank martinis, the martini with cheese would be like, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
With salt. So it's not much. I don't like olives. So
Yeah.
that would actually be better.
And are we just talking a one time? You got to try this, or is this
gotta
going to
eat it
replace
once.
something in your?
Yeah.
And you got to
Oh,
eat
no.
the whole, like the
Whatever
the
you-
dish of it. So I would say I'll do the fruit roll. I would do the fruit roll ups with the Cheetos. That one I could do. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be my
That was
fallback
a good
one
list.
too.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, kind of wrapping up some other, sticking with the 2022 theme. I thought this was interesting. I found an article on the top searched, using Google as a search engine, top searches of the year in 2022. And it breaks it down by categories. So there's a people category, athletes, games, movies, musicians, bands, that kind of a thing.
This could be hard.
So I thought we could maybe give it a go and see if you guys, if I give you a category, see if you can maybe name some of the top 10, or from that list, some of the top 10
This
searched.
year?
Yeah, of this year. So,
Okay.
do you guys want to start with, how about we start with the news?
Okay.
So kind of the events of the year.
The events of the year. Does that go up to the very end of the year?
So would this be like a person's name or an actual and some kind of an event they're searching for?
These are basically it's like a happening most of the time.
so
Some
not like
event.
a one word. It would be a phrase of some type. Maybe
Could it be like a crime or a?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
This is a very wide
Was that
net.
this year or was that last year? The I'm gonna. Do you care if I
Go ahead, throw it out there.
Was this year the Brian Laundrie and Gabby
I think it
whatever
was
her name
kind of
was,
carried over into this
into
year.
this year?
I think it was mostly last year's when it really got popular.
Because there's also the murders in Idaho. That was another one.
and
so-
neither of those are on.
Neither
the
made it.
At least the top 10.
Interesting.
Neither of those.
Okay. Oh,
Buying Twitter.
ooh,
Not on that category.
that's a good call though.
Oh,
The Border.
I know one.
No, not in the top 10.
Hurricane, was it Ira or Ida?
Oh.
Ida, whatever that was.
Ian.
Ian.
Ian, that was number 5.
I got
Oh,
number
you-
5.
You broke into the
Hurricane
top
Ian.
10. Oh,
Any
man.
more guesses on this
Let me
category?
think. So this is just news.
News, happenings.
and you're going to say them, I'll be like, oh, yeah, but right now my mind's kind of went blank.
I know, and I'm trying
Like,
to month by month what happened this year. You have anything
God.
else?
How about FBI Mar-Largo?
That was a good guess, but it's not
That
on
was a
here.
good call.
I don't know.
That was a good guess.
I was kind of out.
Brittany Griner.
Ooh, also a good guess, but no.
Oh,
January 6th.
man.
Okay, I don't know then. I'm out.
So number 1, topping the news category, was the midterm election results.
Oh,
Searches for that. Number 2,
I'm so sick of politics. I blocked that out of my
Yeah.
mind, I think.
number 2 actually kind of surprised me. I thought number 3 would be number 2, but number 2 ended up being Queen Elizabeth passing.
Yeah.
Number 3 is a world event.
So I was going to ask,
Soccer.
This must be worldwide then?
Kind of,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, see, I'm thinking in our little...
I mean, most of them are relative to us here in the U.S.
the World
It's
Cup.
an approximate location. We may not be able to get the exact location.
That's right.
But
Yes.
number 3 is Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
4, Powerball. The big lottos from earlier this year. 5 was Ian, so Doug got that one. 6 was monkeypox. 7 was the Texas school shooting in Uvalde. 8 happened at the Oscars.
Oh,
Slap.
the punch.
The Will
Slap.
Smith slap. Number 9, Johnny Depp verdict. The Johnny Depp trial. Number 10 was Roe v. Wade.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot about all that, half
Yeah.
of that stuff that was this year.
Okay, well, how about maybe staying on the people category? So this one is just people.
Okay.
So if you just punched in the most searched people on Google.
Do you have one?
Did you want to go
Go ahead.
first? Elon Musk.
Surprisingly not in the top 10.
Okay, my guess would be who is it? Prince Harry and Meghan.
Harry and Meghan? Not on the
No,
list.
really.
Yay.
Another great guess, but not on the list.
How is Kanye not on the list?
Well, then,
Think-
okay, since the slap was in there, how about Will Smith?
Yes, number 2. Will Smith was number 2.
Oh, my crying out loud. How is he number 2?
Want to take a guess at number 1?
Trump.
Good guess, but no.
Is he even on number? He didn't even make the
Not
top
even in the
10?
top 10.
Jay Leno burning his face. I didn't figure he'd be
So
very
number
high
1
for-
was a carryover from the news category, too.
Brittany Griner.
No.
It was from the Queen Elizabeth.
Particular
Queen
trial.
Elizabeth.
Johnny Depp.
Oh,
The Johnny
Johnny
Depp.
Depp.
So Johnny Depp was 1, Will Smith 2, Amber Heard was 3. So there's your top 3.
Okay.
That shows some people's priorities, I suppose.
I guess so.
I'll round out the rest of that list. This one shocked me how he was number 4. Antonio Brown was number
really?
4. The wide receiver.
Yeah.
Why was he number 4?
Well, I know he did that thing where he
with a
took his
gun or
jersey
something, or-
off
oh,
and
no.
he
Didn't he have... That's somebody else.
he's done a couple things this year.
Okay.
I don't know.
But number 4?
Carrie Lake was number 5. Anna Sorokin was number 6.
Oh, that's the gal that we watched the Netflix special about, or Netflix show about her. She pretended to be an heiress, and
for the
she
blood?
came to the United States, and she was living with all in the socialite life in New York, and she conned a bunch of money out of a bunch of investors.
Number 7 was the other guy on the receiving end of the slap, Chris Rock. Andrew Tate was number 8.
Hold it. Who's that?
I'm not sure. Adam Levine is number 9, and 10 was Serena Williams.
Okay.
She retired. Adam Levine had
Didn't he have some
maybe not had an affair.
extramarital?
Well, he was at least posting inappropriate stuff to some models. Private message, direct message.
Way to go, Adam.
Okay, let's go to how about movies? What do you guys think are the top search movies of this year? We all saw
I know
one.
what mine is.
What?
Go ahead if you had one.
I don't know if this has made the list by this far, but Avatar,
Avatar,
The Way of Water. No?
Not on there.
Top Gun.
Top Gun comes in at number 3.
Ooh. What other movies
Elvis.
came out? Elvis was good.
Not on there.
Well, I don't go to the movies anymore very often.
Yeah, we haven't been to many movies.
I can't even think of what movies
But it
are out.
could this be like Netflix movies, or is this theater movies?
I think these are, looking at them, I think they're basically all theater movies.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I saw Top Gun and Elvis this
We
year.
saw
so
Top Gun
I'm out.
and Elvis.
I
It
don't
seems
know.
like we saw something else.
I
but-
don't have anything else to bring. I'm done. That's all I saw this year.
Give us one. So that
Number 1.
Maybe
You
it'll
want me to just
give us
give you-
number 1.
Number 1 was Encanto, the Disney movie.
Oh, the Disney movie.
I don't know
And
that I've even heard of that.
The reason that
Encanto. Encanto. It's
Yeah.
about this girl that she doesn't have a special gift that her sisters and the rest of the people do.
the reason that one is number 1 because
I've
there's
never heard of it.
there's a song from that one called "We Don't Talk About Bruno."
Yeah.
And all the kids of the world sing that
Sing
song.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I have two grandkids.
I'm out on that.
Well, number 2 is a Marvel movie.
From this year,
From
Black
this year.
Panther.
That one is number 8. So right track.
The Eternals.
What Marvel movie came out? Was there a Spider-Man movie?
The Doctor Strange.
No, good guess, but no.
I don't know.
I'm-
I don't
I'm
know
blank-
what
I've got a
Marvel movie
blank.
came out.
Number 2 is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh.
I didn't watch it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Not
I
my
watched
favorite.
it when it was streaming, and I don't know. I was kind of bored with it.
We'll finish this one out. So this one, 4 is The Batman. 5 is Everything Everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Black Adam. 7 was Jurassic World Dominion. 8, Greg, you got with Black Panther. 9 was Morbius, which I think is another DC movie.
I think it's Marvel.
Or
actually.
Marvel.
I think it is Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
It got
Is that-
horrible. It got just destroyed.
That's not Jared Leto or Leto or whatever his name is.
And then number 10 was Turning Red.
A lot of the superhero movies, they did not do great. I mean, they did okay, but not like they used to be. So I think maybe they've oversaturated it. It's so much. It's like, I don't need another. I especially don't need another origin movie of a superhero. I just
No.
don't.
Yeah.
They need to move on from those a little bit. I don't know. They're just
I heard a comedian one time was talking, and he made a great point. I don't even know who he was, but he was like, I'm kind of tired of the origin movies. He's like, if I go see a World War II movie, I don't need to see an hour and a half of the guy going through basic training. I get in, I assume he already has done his training and knows how to be a soldier. Let's just get him into the battle.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't need to see how he grew up. And you want to show a little, 5-10 minutes of that? Okay, going up and then boom. Okay, now he's a soldier. All right, let's go on.
yeah. Let's get to the action.
So I've got a couple categories that I thought were kind of fun. So how about this one is just shortages. So this is a whole category of shortages.
All right.
So
I know mine, but
I've got for my first
Go
one,
ahead.
baby formula.
that was mine.
number 2, baby formula.
Oh,
Wow.
Some of these are very. I would have had really no idea. Some of these would have been
shortages.
Children's Tylenol. That was one that was kind of at the end of the year.
not Tylenol specifically, is on this one for top 10. There's one that's kind of similar.
Let's see. Coin shortages. I know
Not-
that
not top
probably
10.
was the previous year,
Yeah,
but
not top 10. So most of these towards the end later on are foods, but number one is one that's also kind of got attention brought to it relatively recently.
and there's a shortage.
I don't know. I can't think. I'm out.
If this one ever, if we had an actual like shortage of this one, it'd be very
Diesel?
bad. Yes, the
Oh,
diesel shortage.
yeah.
I'm
So
trying to think, and then I remembered. Yeah, that's right.
we got 1 and 2. Number 3 will never impact us personally.
Is it female?
pads,
Close, very close.
tampons.
Tampon shortage number 3.
That might affect us.
It might. I don't know. I mean, not me personally. I guess I don't know. Or well, maybe. Maybe I shouldn't have prefaced it that way. Any other guesses? Foods? Anything else?
I don't know.
Foods.
There's like 5 on here that are foods.
I can't think of any foods. I'm sure you're going to
Was
say
there
I'm gonna be
eggs?
like, oh,
Were
yeah.
there shortages of eggs?
Good guess, but no.
milk?
Another good guess,
Bread.
but no.
We're just naming all the basics.
I'm trying to think when I go into the store and it's not there.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
these are what I've been seeing.
These are some very
I know tapioca was a little
Specific.
bit hard at Christmas. Lori was trying to find out.
Very specific.
yeah, they're kind of specific.
Pickles.
You're kind of on the right. You're getting closer.
I don't know.
Is it a vegetable or a fruit?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Bananas,
One of these comes from Mexico.
avocados.
Avocado.
I remember hearing
Oh
about that.
yeah, I do
Number
remember
8.
that. Yeah,
The avocado shortage.
yeah. I can't think of any more.
Yeah. I
Okay,
can't.
I'll run through. So number 4 was the Adderall shortage. So 5, sriracha shortage.
Ooh.
Apparently people care about that. 6 in general says food shortage. 7 was cream cheese. We got 8 as avocado. Number
And these are
9
Google
was-
searches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 9 was lettuce. So apparently we were short on lettuce. And 10 was epidural shortages.
That was in food. Oh, just shortage.
Well,
never mind.
yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking food. I'm like,
It just so
It's a
happened
weird
that
food.
half of them are foods. So the very last one I wanted to maybe see if we could guess on.
Okay.
These are, Google has a feature kind of like talk when you can talk to it, you know. These are the hum to search top songs.
Hum to
Oh,
search.
So
no.
these are songs that people would have to hum or had hummed to get Google to give them what song is it.
I have one.
And this is a very kind of all over the list.
See,
songs.
I'm gonna. I don't know.
You have one.
No, go ahead.
Levitate.
No.
Oh,
Greg, you absolutely you just love one of the songs on here.
I love one of the songs. Are you being sarcastic? Are you? Yeah. So
A particular army.
Photograph by Nickelback.
No.
Oh shoot.
There's a particular army from a specific nation.
Seven Nation
Yes.
Army. Yeah. What's
So-
the song?
Seven Nation Army by the
Seven
White
Nation-
Stripes.
By the White Stripes. Yeah.
Yep. So that
Yeah,
one was
no,
number
no.
5.
Dun 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 dun.
Can we guess the artist?
Yeah.
Is
Go
it-
How
ahead.
about Demi Lovato?
Let's see. Is she on here? No.
Adele.
Mm-mm.
The Beatles.
How about maybe if I give you the
Elvis.
artist, could you guess the song?
Let's try that way.
You wanna try it? Let's do number 1. Was a Backstreet Boys song.
Oh.
Bye.
Don't. What's that one? Don't.
You have exhausted my Backstreet knowledge.
Don't something my heart.
Actually, I think Bye
No.
wasn't Backstreet, so I think that was somebody else, wasn't it?
I wouldn't know. I have no clue.
Backstreet's
test.
back in town.
Yeah, I think that's when it says Backstreet's Back.
Oh, okay,
I think
yeah.
that's the one you're going for. How about, I think you guys will get this one. How about a Rick Astley song coming in number 2?
Oh,
Never gonna give
Yep.
you up. Yeah.
Oh, and Bye was by NSYNC, so I did terrible.
Okay, so number 3 was the Encanto song, the We Don't Talk About Bruno. Number 4 was an Imagine Dragons song. I don't know if you guys listen to
Thunder.
those.
My grandson, he loves some of the Imagine Dragons songs.
I'm not. I didn't even know this one.
I don't know.
What is it?
Enemy.
Enemy?
Imagine Dragons.
No, I don't know.
Nope.
That one.
Greg, you might know this
Hum
one.
it for me.
Hey Google. How about? Do you listen to AJR?
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 My
Yeah.
wife does.
Yeah.
There's an AJR song at number 6.
And number 6.
After the White Stripes song.
AJR.
I feel like I have heard this one this year.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the AJR songs, and I can't think of any.
Sober Up? No. My mind's going blank. Money? Cash?
Was it Bang? That's
I love that. I like that song.
Not
Bang,
Bang.
I don't
Bang. I
It's
can't.
called The World's Smallest Violin.
Oh.
by AJR.
I'd have to. Helmet, I need to know.
I don't know any of these last ones, so I'll just read them through. Toxic, Boy with Uke, Heat Waves by Glass Animals, ABCDEFU by Gale, and
That's such a bad song.
Industry Baby by Lil Nas.
I've not heard of, I don't think, hardly any of these songs.
So
I'm so
There's
far out of the
songs.
loop now. What did you do? Just let's have a segment to make Greg and Doug feel super old.
I'll run through maybe.
I've actually heard ABCDEFU.
I had actually heard that one too.
I've heard of AJR and the Backstreet Boys. I didn't know what the song was, but
I'll go through just. We won't guess or anything on it, but I thought this is the overall. If you punch in a search, this is the result that would come. So the most searched results regardless of category.
Sounds like an award show.
And I don't. It does. And I don't know how some of these didn't get unless there were separate results for the ones maybe I said. But the most searched thing of 2022 was Wordle. Wordle?
I played a lot of Wordle.
Was that
this
the
year.
game you
I
guess?
don't play any Wordle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You get like 6 guesses and you guess a 5-letter word.
I have no idea.
Lori and I played it. I haven't for the last probably 3 weeks, but
And that does seem crazy. Like that was earlier this year, that craze. So, or last year. Number 2 was election results. 3 was Betty White.
Well, she passed away.
And then followed by number 4, Queen Elizabeth. 5 was Bob Saget.
He passed
So
away.
there's 3 in a row there. 6 was Ukraine, and 7 was the Mega Millions, and 8 was Powerball. So people want their money, I guess.
show me the money.
9 was Anne Heche.
Hesh. She
Hesh.
crashed her car and passed a Hesh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hesh.
And number 10 was Jeffrey Dahmer from the Netflix show.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
he's a serial killer.
And,
but
well, yes.
I think that's where he first got his notoriety.
The events that inspired the Netflix show.
That's one thing I
Not
saw.
Jeffrey Dahmer, the actor.
That's one thing I saw at the Peddler's Mall.
Jeffrey Dahmer? I don't know where Greg's going with this. Human flesh? I don't know what's happening.
No, it was a poster of serial killers. Who hangs that on their wall?
It seems like that's something if you buy, that gets you put on a list, right? A watch list of something.
See, then a drone makes sense if it follows
Yes.
you around at that point.
Yes.
Well, yep, that's a list there. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
good one. I like it.
I thought it was
was
interesting.
fun.
Kind of like a recap.
Kind of reminds us of 2022.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, did you have anything else before we move on?
Nope.
All right. Well, we're running a little long here. At the beginning, we're always like, I don't know if we got enough stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, well, and here we go. So I'm going to dive right in. I got some dating things. So first, there's a woman who a guy asked her out to. This is kind of, we've done the "Am I the A-hole" segment from Reddit, and so these are kind of like that, except these are actual stories I come across. I said a woman was asked out by a guy. He chose the restaurant. It was a fancy place on Melrose in California and L.A., which is great for people watching. It's one of those that attract movie industry type celebrities. Says the online menu does not list prices. So when you go and look, like no price there.
That's
Said
already a place I'm not going.
he picked her up in a Tesla Model S Plaid. So
Ooh, the Plaid.
an expensive car, and wore a custom suit. Says that he has a job in the movie industry. So the guy's at least portraying that he has somehow he's got some money. Says he ordered 2 glasses of champagne to start, and we each had a cocktail followed by the chef's tasting menu and a bottle of wine that we shared. It says he's a TV producer, And then she says he probably earns more money in a year than she does a month. But this is what she's just saying. So the bill came to over $600. I put down my credit card, fully expecting him to throw it back, but he didn't. We had a pretty good time, especially given the food, which was excellent, and the copious amounts of alcohol we drank. I'm just out of a long-term engagement, which lasted 3 years, and he seemed both interested and frankly taken aback by that my ex was a narcissist and I'm better off. I don't know. I guess she was talking to him about it. That was weird and wordly. Says, we ended up splitting the bill. I could not believe my eyes. I work in PR. I'm 26. I don't even earn six figures. I'm reeling from this. He chose an expensive restaurant. Shouldn't he have paid? He texted to make sure I got home okay. What should I do if he wants to meet again? That's what this woman says. So there's scenario number one. So my first thought on this was, well, there's a couple things. First, if I asked a woman out, like when my wife and I were dating, if I asked her out and to a restaurant, I'm paying. But I'm old school from that. I'm not going to let my date pay for something. I will pay. I'm just going to do that. Now, having said that, with her, I wouldn't have even thrown my credit card out. I would assume this is a date. I would have made him ask me if I was the ladies. Little advice: don't throw it out there, because you may find the guy's like, sure, yeah, let's split the bill. Don't do that. Make him treat you. He's taking you out. You make him pay. Make him pay for the meal. That's just my opinion, especially since he chose the place. He asked her out. I think he's on the hook for the bill. He didn't say, hey, do you just want to, let's go get a bite to eat? And you should know up front, we'll split
Dutch.
it or go
We're doing Dutch.
You need to say that up front. But if you ask somebody, I think that it's implied, especially that it's a date and that you're paying for the meal. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Where do you guys sit on that?
I'm basically right there.
I agree 100%. I mean,
I do fault her for throwing her credit card.
yeah, she put it out there, but
so ladies, do not put your credit card out there. Make him treat you. Make him treat you like a respectable woman that you're going out, you're having a good time. Make him put you up on a pedestal a little bit. Show you be a little classy.
Yeah. Unless you're wanting to pay.
Well, or if you throw it out there,
don't complain then.
Then you can't. That's my only thing. She can't complain if she throws the credit card out there and he accepts it. I think then I would not. I would have said, no. I've got this.
Yeah.
I do like it how it's like, well, now you know why he has so much money.
Maybe.
Chips on the bill.
Maybe. But I wouldn't have done that. So the next one, we're going over to the UK in England. It says a woman from England is going viral on Twitter because of a disastrous first date. It says, I went on a first date to the London Zoo. At the gate, he asked if I would mind paying for my own ticket, which I said I would. At which point, he pulled out a 2-for-1 voucher, so I paid for my ticket, and he went in for free.
That's awful.
Okay, he just lost some classy points
Well,
there.
unexpected, the thrifty ticket situation wasn't what made things go from bad to worse. The woman claimed the man she just met couldn't stop talking about a situation where he was friend zoned by a girl whose boyfriend later told him to back off. He told me he was
this is bad.
Yeah, so he told me a very long story about he was finally ready to date after having his heart broken. So the first date, you go to the zoo. That's already a cheap date. Most of the
time, yeah, relatively.
Unless it's
not a $600 meal in Melrose.
No. So and a first date, if it's truly a date, at least from my viewpoint, I want to impress someone. Now maybe I got nothing. Maybe I make a minimum wage, but still I'll scrape enough. I'm paying for this date. Now maybe and you can do things on the cheap to make it nice. You can pack a nice kind of romantic picnic that we can eat afterwards or whatever, and still so you can try to save some money.
Yeah.
But I would have paid for the one. Maybe I would have even used the 2-for-1. But I'm paying for the ticket.
Yes.
And she gets the free one.
Yeah.
I'm not having her pay for the ticket. and then I'm going to take the free one so I
That's
can go
very
look at the
tacky.
monkeys.
That's very tacky.
That first,
I got to see the monkeys. I love the monkeys.
you're starting off with like an 0-2 count right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at the zoo, which maybe she'll let it go. I don't know. Maybe she loves animals.
He probably got
Sorry.
inside and said, "Hey, can you give me some popcorn?"
I cut you off, Mike.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. That's what I was saying. Is you're not starting off great here. You're way under the count.
So I really don't fault her at all from this story. It's just that's only one side. Again, you never know. But I didn't have anything other than that. So I think the first one, the dude was really the a-hole. But she took I think she took a little bit of the responsibility when you throw your credit card out. If they pick that up, you offered it. I would again. Make him pay. Make him pay.
Yeah. It shouldn't have gotten to that point.
No.
It should have been. He should have just
And
brushed
be
it
honest,
back.
ladies, when you marry us, you make us pay every day anyway. So one way or another. It's a joke. Relax. All right. Also, since I was looking at these things, there's this article that came up that says 10 signs a man is or isn't capable of love. So we're going to see, are we capable of love? It says, love is something that everyone should be able to do, but some just can't. No matter how much you try with some people, they will never be capable of love or even showing empathy. And then it says something like, it's not just men. So they fool you, they trick you like, hey, men are pigs. Can they even love? And then it's like, well, really, it's everybody have these same problems. So let's go. They give you 10 things here, and let's see how they go. It says, 1, he's misogynistic or objectifies women. So that is a bad sign. But let's go back to our examples. The first guy, he was apparently for equal rights and letting her pay her fair share, but that wasn't right either. So should he have said, no, babe, you're my date. I'm going to pay for this. Would she have been mad and upset? Or would she be happy like, oh, look, he's valuing me as a person and making me and having me make sure that I feel included in this meal, the whole meal, not just eating it, but also paying for it. All right. Well, then he has a history of abuse and cheating. Well, right there, that's for
a
anybody
problem.
too.
Yeah.
If there's a woman who has a history of cheating or abuse, then probably they're very self-centered. They're not going to be focused on you. This ties in incredibly shallow. If you're incredibly shallow, it's probably going to be hard to have a meaningful, loving relationship with somebody. Has a history of using people, then throwing them away. See, a lot of these, I think you're stretching this out to try to get 10 things because you can kind of combine a lot of these. He sees dating as a transactional act. I think a lot of people, though, that's the date is, what do they mean by, a lot of men confuse the dating game as the ultimate goal of winning you as a trophy. And that's not really healthy. But I think dating is kind of a game. I don't mean like, oh, let's see how many women I can date. But the whole dating thing is, I'm going to try to, I like this woman. I'm going to see if I can get her in and get to know her, have her know me, and see if maybe
you
I
have
can
to see if you're compatible.
Yeah, and if I like her and we hit it off, maybe I can woo her and
dates
marry her.
often take the form of different activities or different situations because you want to get to know people in certain situations or, in how they'll act through certain things.
So it is a little bit transactional.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And later on, though, it says that they said that they buy into the notion that men are entitled to women, that buying dinner for a woman means that they're entitled to have sex.
I mean, who's going for that?
Yeah. So apparently, again, back to our first story, the guy's on his own. I paid for my app. Yeah, I don't. The next one, I think it's just a bad rule in general.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He sends unsolicited nude pictures.
Don't be doing
Yeah, I'd say it's a problem.
We've talked about this before. What is and
There's
mostly dudes. There's probably some women that do it, but what are you expecting to get from this?
Nothing good ever happens from doing this. Nothing.
Hey,
Nothing.
Thanks for coming to the zoo with me and buying your ticket. And I get the free one. I got a little something for you before you leave. What's your phone number? There you go.
When did you take this?
Oh, look, I think
This is
he
the
sent me
reptile,
pictures
isn't
from the zoo. Maybe it's a monkey. It's not a monkey. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just in general, do not send unsolicited nude pictures.
Yes.
I guess if a woman's like, hey, I really want to see some nude pictures, I'm not sending nude pictures.
I'm still not.
still not.
Like, no, because it's maybe they're blackmailing you. Maybe they're
Yeah.
who knows what.
Yeah.
Or say, well, if you really want to see them, there's a medical journal I'm in. No.
Ooh.
Completely self-centered, and I think that's just a given. Again, man or woman, because when you're dating, it's not you are giving yourself to this other person, and it's not about you anymore. It's about you as a couple. Not that you have to completely dissolve your own interests, but it's a give and take.
Yeah.
So he refuses to take the blame for anything, as opposed to a husband who takes the blame for everything,
And she's looking,
whether it's our fault or not.
and she's looking to blame him for everything.
Yes, she is.
He refuses.
We're just giving the counterpoint for the men here. No. But no, I mean, again, and that goes back to it's a give and take. I mean, and most of the time, I'll say, with arguments, there's culpability on both sides. There's a percentage of, now it may be 60-40 or something, but it's rarely 100% one person's fault in an argument. Rarely. Yeah. He makes a point of telling you he's no good for you. Then ladies, listen to him.
Yeah.
My wife and I have talked before, and she has even said, what is wrong with somebody? I said, I don't know. They will go out with a guy and he's like, he's terrible. Why do you keep going back? Well, he cheated but he said he loves me. Well, he treats you like garbage.
Said he would change.
Yeah.
He's not going to change. You're not going to change him. He has to change on the excuse me. On the inside. And lastly, if somebody who always makes an excuse. Says he bailed on his pregnant baby mama because he's too young to take on that responsibility. He cheated on his ex. She let herself go. He hit that one girl because it was her fault. Wow, that took a drastic.
Yeah.
took an aggressive turn there on that one. But yeah, if they're always, if there's any kind of mental or physical stuff going on, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to change. They're an awful person.
That's right.
So anyway, all right. Are we done with the date? You go ahead, Mike.
No,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, basically this whole thing, you could, flip a mirror around too, but
Yeah, and that's why.
we made that point, I know, throughout the center, but I was just waiting for the point where number 11 is like, leave guys, Mike. No mics.
Well, yes, I think if you're dating a guy, Mike, or interested in a guy, Mike, interested in a guy named Mike, they're bad news. We found that out a few weeks ago.
That's number 11. So
Mike's
Just
the
ask
worst.
the Sharks.
I'm too busy working with sharks, so I got no time for this.
All right. Well, I have a story of a man who went to the hospital and caused the hospital to be evacuated.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Man with
Crazy.
World War I explosive lodged in his rectum sparks bomb scare. Hospital evacuated. Now, when I saw this story, I thought, well, this is an old story because we
it sounds
talked about this already. And I got to read it. I was like, no, this is a new one.
Oh my god!
So I was like, well, where was the other? So I went through our archives and looked. This was December 3rd of last year. It's a December thing.
So
Now,
the one we talked about last time
Yes.
was a year ago?
yeah. And that one was a guy in the UK. It says, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. Army bomb squad technicians were sent to a hospital after a man arrived in casualty with a World War II anti-tank shell lodged in his rectum. Medics called for the specialist support after the man presented in the accident and emergency unit.
That
He had
might be a cue not to
57
date him either.
Well, he probably isn't getting dates. Is why we're at this point. That's my guess. Maybe not.
Maybe?
Or maybe his date shoved that up there. Maybe he was asking her to pay part of a $600 bill.
Here's a coupon.
And here was my favorite. The military collector claimed the armor-piercing munition was from his private arsenal.
So is this the current one?
No, this is the old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He told the medics the 80-year-old explosive device became lodged after he tripped and fell awkwardly. That was
That's
my
a
favorite.
Seinfeld.
Well, are you naked?
And
if you're, it seems if you're in a room full of antique shells that are pointy and hard metal, I would at least want a pair of shorts, compression shorts, something holding everything together. I'm not just going to be in there, doing squats naked around my artillery shells. I like to go in and rearrange my shells.
Oh, I fell on that.
Yeah, play with artillery, and then I fell, and it got lodged in my rectum.
At that point,
Okay.
it's like, just give up. I mean, we all know what happened there.
So now back to the original one, because though I wouldn't look it's like this is the sick. No, this is a complete. This is in France.
Oui.
A French hospital was partially evacuated after a senior citizen arrived with a World War I artillery shell lodged in his rectum.
These aren't grenades. I mean,
The 88-year-old patient visited the hospital to have the antique explosive removed, but instead sparked a bomb scare. So an emergency occurred from 9 to 11:30. We had to manage the risk in a reactive framework. So they just took the bomb. They came and said there was no possibility that the shell would explode inside the man after the bombs. I'd like to be on the bomb squad and get that call. It's like,
we need you to come disarm this.
yeah. Bring some forceps and a gallon of lube for a bomb? Yep.
The
Sorry.
55-gallon drum.
55-gallon drum of
Maybe
lube.
that's why we need those.
So they reassured us of telling us it was the collector's item from the First World War used by the French military. The stunned doctor subsequently began to process or try to remove the object, which measured 2 inches wide and 8 inches long from the man's rectum. It's believed the pervy patient inserted the item in his rectum for sexual pleasure.
So he didn't fall on it.
No. Well, he might have, but it was on purpose. It was an accident, like the guy, and air quotes, accidentally fell on it over in jolly old England.
Man.
The doctor finished it up by saying an apple, mango, even a can of shaving foam. We are used to finding objects inserted where they shouldn't be, but a shell, never. They're used to it. It has like, oh yeah, this is like everyday
Oh,
stuff.
this is just shaving cream. Huh?
Little PSA, quit putting things in your rectum. Rectum, dang near killed them. That's the old joke.
Yeah.
So there we go. So they were
That's a
forced to-
PSA we shouldn't have to make.
We shouldn't.
Well, see you next year for the
Holy cow.
annual story.
They said
here.
they were forced to take the man into surgery, and they had to cut open his abdomen in order to remove the shell. He's in good health now and expected to make a full recovery.
Think he'll do that again?
Probably. Why? I wouldn't think he would do it the first time.
You wouldn't think.
Well, I think that
I've got this old artillery shell.
that's the example. I think it's like, the family gathers. Look, we need to get Grandpa out of the nursing home. With it,
Or put him in the nurse. Yeah, we gotta.
it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to take Grandpa's
Don't send
artillery
any
shells
of
away
it-
from him.
And don't send any of his military stuff with him.
If you give Grandpa anything anymore, it can't be any longer than like 2 inches. That's it. Nothing hard and shiny. Nothing long. Maybe rags, some wet noodles. It's got to be something not very firm. Oh my gosh! So, all right. Well, that's all I had. That will finish us up. But thank you for tuning into the show.
Can you see the commercials for a product that removes those? Have you got artillery stuck up?
The heavy artillery.
Try shell out.
Or maybe it'd be called Kaboom. Get Kaboom! I don't know.
Yeah. It's explosive.
Yes, it is.
That would be explosive
That would be
diarrhea.
explosive diarrhea. All right. Well, anyway, I got nothing else. You got anything
nope,
else?
I've got nothing.
Mike?
Nope.
Hey, thank you all for tuning in, for listening.
It's gonna be.
Oh, go ahead. Mike just thought of something.
It's gonna be the new Taco Bell sauce. Explosive. Sorry.
The artillery shell. And that's what you make it out. You want the new taco with the artillery shell? Yeah, I do. Okay. On that note, this is the third time. I think we're really going to stop.
I think so.
Hey, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for getting us through 4 great seasons. We're starting season 5. We're going to try to do more things. We've got our YouTube channel. Check out all of our social media. We do put a few extra things out there as well. And I hope you have a great week. Blessed and happy New Year. Relax, laugh a little bit. Don't get offended by things. Please don't stick things in your rectum. I didn't think I'd ever have to, things I never thought I would have to say. But if we can help one elderly person, I feel like
To not do that.
I feel like we've done our job. Thanks for listening. We hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see you
Later.
Peace.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.